know I look like I just woke up. I haven't even washed my face yet. And if you are a long-time subscriber to my channel, y'all know I started out making barber tutorials. So this is actually gonna be a treat for you guys. Now, I know some of y'all probably look crazy because we've been in quarantine for 3 months and the barbershop's been closed. Some of y'all might have even experimented on yourselves trying to cut your own hair and messed up. So what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna try to make the most simple barber tutorial possible. Alright, but first things first, equipment. You have to have decent equipment to cut your hair. Them Conair joints, the ones that don't come with a lever, they just come with, you know, different guards. That's not gonna work. Don't buy them cheap shits. They're just gonna mess yourself up.
Show says she tired of the pain. Who do you call when it rains?
Now, when you're cutting your hair, when you want to get the closest shave possible, you take off the guard so you have no guard, and your lever is closed. As you incrementally move up, you open the lever. Then you take your smallest guard and you fade up, then your second smallest, then your third smallest, then your fourth smallest, and you just go up and up. And that is a fade. A gradual progression from light to dark.
I say I miss you. Hope you could tell me the same. Let's go out with a bang.
Now, I always start off with the back of my head when I cut my hair. That's the part that takes me the longest. So I'd rather just get that out the way first. Y'all don't gotta do this part first. I like my fade to come up high. So if you wanna do a low fade, you could do that. But specifically for this haircut, the fade is gonna come up really high. So I'll cut off a large portion of hair. And then you're gonna grab your clipper and you're gonna begin the fading process. Just watch me as best as you can. it is super hard to try to cut your hair on camera because I don't want my mirror blocking the camera, but it's hard to see the angles. So I did a pretty good rough draft. I'm gonna go in and fix some areas off camera just because it's so difficult to try to do it on camera. But you want to continue to take your guard on and off. Use the corner of it to get rid of dark spots. But now I'm gonna transition to the side. I'm only gonna do one side because it's pretty much the same steps on both sides. So next part. Alright, right here, when you're fading, now when I was cutting my hair in the back, I took larger like spaces. So I would cut more surface area at a time. But when you get to your temple area, I tend to fade in smaller increments. So like don't like make like these big like fade areas. Like, I mean, if you want to do that, do what you want to do. But personally, you minimize mistakes once you start smaller and then you can go into a larger surface area. So that's what I'm doing right now. Alright, I most definitely should have mentioned this, but the line, like basically your lineup, but like the side of it, when you're fading with your either no guard on or your half guard, you want to make sure you don't really touch this area. You want to keep this dark, so when you line yourself up, your line is more apparent. Now, everybody got a different kind of hairline. Again, my hairline is kind of light, and on my right side, it does go up a little bit more than my left side. Now, you could push that back, but I'm not a fan of that. So just try to get it as straight as possible. People usually recommend starting in the middle, but do what honestly works for you. Still gotta do our facial hair if you have facial hair. If you like it clean shaven, of course shave it off, but if you have facial hair and you wanna line it up and stuff, that's pretty easy. I feel like most guys know how to do that, but I'm gonna do that on camera as well. But yeah, hairline pretty straight, fade on point. Again, it's really simple. See, I'm too overzealous to get this video done. I almost forgot the C-cup area. Just lightly tap it like how you would tap your hairline. You don't want to push it up high, so just like lightly tap it. For this, you want to use the corner of, it's like tracing with a pencil. You want to use the corner of the blade if you have a TI liner or if you have any other trimmer. So use the corner of the blade to get those edges sharp. Alright, now it's important to understand that when you're cutting your own hair, the margin for error increases because there's always going to be human error in everything that we do. But when you do it yourself, especially hair cutting, the margin goes up. So if you notice any mistakes, like any crazy mistakes, like fading and blending, that's fine. But in regards to your hairline and things like that nature, I really wouldn't try to overcorrect it. Just let the hair grow back and try better next time. Don't try to like OD, because then that's how you push your line back and you end up looking crazy. So again, some margin of error is okay because the hair is going to grow back. This video is already way longer than I wanted to make it, but I wanted to talk about more things like how it's been like 1 year post-graduation, finding my job, working full-time, balancing YouTube, finances, because obviously I'm paying back student loans. But I think I'm gonna get to those topics in another video, so leave a like on this video, subscribe to my channel if you're new, and again, comment Let me know if you guys want just a life update, just like living in New York City, doing adulting things right after graduation. So if I get enough responses, I'll make that video. Follow me on social media at DJames on both Twitter and Instagram, and I'll be giving you guys the next one soon. Deuce, stay blessed and be safe, y'all.
I'm saving face. They still cannot take your place.